Hey there, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ed. We talk about all things home studio, music production related on this channel. And for those of you who've seen this channel before, you'll know that predominantly I use plugins when mixing. I don't actually have any hardware gear. Until today. I took the opportunity to email Warm Audio, who are based in Texas in the United States, and to see if I could review some of their products. Now, they've sent me some stuff to review, and there's more things coming on the way, but today we have some exciting products that we're going to unbox, and then I'm going to set up in my studio, because I will be keeping hold of these two particular items. Now, I've never ventured into the world of hardware gear before, so this is going to be a new thing for me, so we're going to learn this as we go together. The reason I've not bought any hardware before is, as many of you and most of you, if not all of you, will know, hardware units are ridiculously expensive, and when the plugins these days are so good, the algorithms are so good, and according to the trained ears, some of them do get very close to the original hardware units. Why, when you can get a plugin for £90 in a UAD sale, would you spend £1,800 or £3,800 for the same equivalent hardware unit? Other than there is a big debate, obviously, that hardware units sound better than plugins, but you guys can fight amongst yourselves in the comments about that one. I'm going to remain perfectly neutral. Warm Audio was founded in 2011 by Bryce Young to build sonically high-end recording studio equipment affordable to musicians and recording engineers. The company manufactures modern reproductions of classic pro audio equipment, including microphones, compressors, and EQ units that are hand-built, designed, and tested in Texas in the United States. Without further ado, I have them in a box here. Let's get into the box. Ta-da! Trusty penknife. Love this thing. Whoa. Oh, it's quite weighty. That's a good sign. Whoa. That's quite big. WA73 EQ, one channel British mic preamp and EQ. Single channel Class A, 73 style mic pre and EQ. UK Carnhill transformers, hand wired and hand assembled. Cool. One thing to note here is that this unit is a Class A mic preamp. Most audio interfaces you'll find for home studios, certainly under $300, are Class D preamps, with the exception of the Audient ID14, which is a Class A preamp. Don't ask me to explain the difference between a Class A and a Class D. My AS level physics certainly didn't take me that far. UK power plug. Helpful. Ooh, this feels like a good unit already. I'm not going to go into all the specifications in this video. I'll list some of those in the description below, but I'll talk through some of the features that I like as and when I get it set up in my studio. This product was tested and approved by Dante de Pauli. Thanks, Dante. Now, I've had a little bit of a play around with this. I had to get used to some of the settings, and it's interesting. It's very different to, it's a little bit different to what I was expecting, but very different to recording directly into my Apollo. I think this does have a distinct sound. I need to spend a lot more time with it, though, certainly singing into it and playing with the gain structure, and so on. I'm not going to talk through the features. I'm going to list those in the description. We'll maybe go through the features in another video. There's plenty of videos covering the features on these units already. Definitely keep an eye on the Warm Audio YouTube channel. They do some great content showcasing their products, including some of their great sounding microphones in studio environments with original music, and lots of people discussing how they record through the equipment and so on. So onto the unit. Plenty of gain with this, 80 decibels if we need it. I can't imagine when I'm going to need 80, but it gives us loads of headroom. I've got my SM7B running at 60 dB at the moment. High pass filter at 50. Now to use the EQ settings, we have to engage the EQ button there. So 50, 80, 160 and 300. Let's take that down to 80. We got a low shelf here. And these dials feel really solid, which I like. So let's say boost 200, take all 200 out, 1, 2. Boost 200 in, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm just going to keep that flat, maybe boost a little bit 200. Next setting, we have the mid-range Q band. So 300, 700, 1600, 3200, 4,800 and 7,200. I'm going to keep that at 1,600 because that's the frequency range I don't necessarily like in my voice so much. So let's take out that just a little bit. And then we have a high pass shelf here at 10K, 12K and 16. And at 16 it definitely introduces there's a color, there's a characteristic in that top end. Like I said, I need to explore more. And then we have our output here, so that's that's affecting how much is going to the computer, as you can hear. Let's talk about the compressor. We need to turn that on, and we need to turn on the insert. Now, the compressor comes in post preamp before EQ, and I'm going to have to turn the output gain down a little bit once I introduce this extra gain here. 1, 2, quite a bit louder. Yep, 1, 2. So let's drive this to hear how the tube starts affecting the sound. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you can start hearing the saturation there, and that's squashing the signal. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Tiny bit of floor noise coming through there. That makes my voice sound crazy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then obviously the more we're driving the signal, let me back that off. Obviously, the more we're driving the signal, the more the compressor is going to start working. My initial reaction here is that the compressor seems to be quite subtle until we're driving the signal certainly past 50 towards 70, and at 50 towards 70 on the peak reduction there as well. I haven't tried it in limit mode yet. I'll do that when I'm doing some singing, and I'll do a proper review on these two products coming up. So far, let me just take all this off. Yeah, so far, as you can hear, the compressor really colors the sound. That's going to take some getting used to and some tweaking. For someone who's come from just recording directly into my Apollo and using plugins, having 3 different levels of gain structure has taken me a bit of fiddling to get used to. But I think I've roughly got my head around it yesterday. And again, we can talk through more of that in future videos. Stay tuned, because I will be doing a more in-depth review of the Warm Audio WA73, and at some point I will hopefully compare that to a real Neve 1073, one of the new DPX versions a friend of mine has got. And also I will be comparing this to the UAD Neve 1073 Unison channel strip plugin, insert plugin, just to compare how the two sound. It's not necessarily a fair comparison because they're different brands and so on, but I thought people who have home studios and are possibly debating getting into this world of hardware, I thought you guys might find that interesting. Let me know in the comments below if you will, and I will probably do another review on the Warm Audio compressor. I believe Warm Audio are also sending me a WA76 compressor, so I'll probably do a comparison between the two as well. So if you found this interesting, please give that like button a tickle. It does help the channel grow. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comments below. If you're thinking of getting into hardware or anything, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see if I can answer them. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but let me know if you're thinking of getting into it. I think Warm Audio are pricing these products at a very accessible price point. They're nowhere near as expensive as the top end original units, and they do sound great. I think they're offering some good value for money products. I'm impressed with how this sounds and the build quality and the functionality. So let me know if you're thinking of delving into this world as well, and we can talk about that in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to see my tech review Tuesday on the SM7B, a great microphone. Check out that, as 2 videos back. The last video is comparing my SM7B and an Aston Stealth with some very interesting conclusions there. And my next tech review Tuesday is going to be covering the Aston Origin condenser microphone as well. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.